Welcome to Civil Services Achievers Point. We are discussing today the Assam Tribune of 24th September 2020. At Civil Services Achievers Point, we have various courses. To join these courses, you can call at the number given below. You can also follow us in our social media platforms. This Assam Tribune analysis is based on the new pattern of APSC. However, it is also useful for UPSC and other state level government examinations. So before we begin, these are the answers to the MCQs of 23rd September. You can pause the video here and check the answers. These are the MCQs of 24th September. You can pause the video here and attempt these questions, and you can comment the answers in our comment section. These are the important newspaper articles we are discussing today from the Assam Tribune and the important editorials. There are many important topics today for discussion. So students, let us begin. Beginning with the first news article today, the Parliament has initiated many labor reforms. So now these labor reforms are in line with our trust for the manufacture sector of India, because from many years the governments have been trying to reform the labor codes so as to increase the infrastructure development and to bring in more investment. So the Parliament, in line with that, approved three key labor reforms bills that will remove the impediments or the challenges to the companies and allow them to have a better administration, and it will require for the company lesser government permission with in firms up to 300 workers from the existing 100. So now before the bill it was 100 employees, now it is increased to 300 employees. So the government intervention is minimized, and this will allow more infrastructure and investment to come into India. And this is done with the objective of attracting more investments and job creation. So this point is very important for our mains perspective also, because if any question comes that what are the steps taken by the government to make to bring more jobs or to create more job opportunities, then these are the answers which we should mention. The first code on wages was approved by Parliament last year itself, and now with the passes of three bills, these three bills, 29 central labor laws have been codified into four codes, four broad-based codes as contemplated by the government under labor reform. So this has officially begun the process of labor reforms in India. And the three other codes are the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020, International Relations Code 2020, and Code on Social Security 2020. So in the upcoming prelims exams also, an MCQ based question may be asked by APSC regarding this, because this is a very historic development in the economic structure of India. So a question will definitely be asked by both APSC and UPSC on the labor reform. So students, it is advised that you make note of this point and you keep on revising it frequently. Now coming to our next important news article, Chief Minister of Assam launches Rural Connectivity Scheme. So this topic we are studying under the GS5 paper topic Economic Development. So the Chief Minister has launched the Mukhyamantri Gramya Parivahan Asani and distributed the vehicles under the scheme to the beneficiaries. So the chief aim of the scheme is to improve rural connectivity and generate employment in the villages. So it will lead to rural employment, and further it will lead to the connectivity in the rural areas. The beneficiaries are advised to create stories and achievements of self-reliance and entrepreneurial attitude through the vehicles received under the scheme. So this is another scheme, Government of Assam scheme, which may be asked in the upcoming prelims and mains examination. Students, you should make a note of it. Now coming to the next important article, the central government is requested to expedite or to fast track the trilateral highway project. So this is another important project under the Act East Asia policy. So the Assam Gana Parishad MP Biren Boisho urged the center to complete the trilateral highway project, which is connecting the Northeast India with Myanmar and Thailand. So a MCQ based question in APSC may be asked regarding which countries the trilateral highway project is currently going on. So the answer is India, Myanmar and Thailand. So these trivial facts based question may be asked. So students, please make a note of it. Further, it is said that this project is a part of the Look East policy and it is the most important international highway project taken out by the government. And this after completing this project, economy of the Northeast region will improve. Also, the people-to-people connectivity within the Northeast and other Asian countries, including Myanmar, Thailand, Hong Kong, and Singapore, will also improve. Further, it will give a boost to the tourism sector also. So this is very important. Students, you should note about this project and try to remember the countries with which it is signed. Now coming to the next important news article, India and Australia has conducted naval drill in the Indian Ocean. So this is, we will study under the General Studies 2 paper International Relations topic. However, this can also be studied under the General Studies 3 paper and topic security. So this is also can be studied under GS3 topic security. So the Indian and Australian navies began a 2-day exercise in the Indian Ocean region that featured a range of complex naval maneuvers and anti-aircraft drills and helicopter operations. So these exercises are also being done under the backdrop of the Chinese intrusions along the Indian border. So it is the first major military exercise by India and Australia after they have mutually elevated their ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership and signed a landmark deal for reciprocal access to military bases for logistics support. So India and Australia has signed a military understanding which will allow to use the military bases of the other country for logistics support, and the agreement is called Mutual Logistics Support Agreement. So a prelims based MCQ question may be asked with which country this MLSA, that is Mutual Logistics Support Agreement, is signed. So the answer is Australia, because similar agreements are also signed with USA, France, Singapore and Japan. So this Mutual Logistics Support Agreement, MLSA, it allows the militaries of the two countries to use each other's military bases for repair and replenishment of supplies. Besides, it will also help in developing the overall defense cooperation. So this is a defense cooperation agreement, and similar agreements are also signed with US, France, Singapore and Japan. So this exercise is being done in the backdrop of the tension in the border standoff with China in the Eastern Ladakh, and it is the fourth major bilateral military drill by the Indian Ocean. So the Indian Navy has completed this fourth major bilateral military drill, and earlier similar exercises were done with the navies of the US, Japan and Russia. So this may be a point in the MCQ based question. Students, please remember this point and try to revise it frequently. Now coming to the next important article, DRDO successfully test fires laser guided and anti-tank guided missile. So this topic we will study under the General Studies 3 paper topic security. So there is a separate subtopic saying indigenous development of technology. So this will come under that subtopic, that indigenously developed laser guided anti-tank missile has been successfully test fired by the DRDO at a firing range in Maharashtra's Ahmednagar. So the laser guided anti-tank missile ATGM, so this is, sometimes APSC asks the full form of these missiles. So students, you should make a note of it. ATGM, it means laser guided anti-tank guided missile. ATGM, the full form of the missile may be asked by APSC. So you should always try to remember these facts. So the ATGM is likely to significantly enhance the firepower capability of the Indian Army, particularly along the frontiers with Pakistan and China. So all these developments are being done amidst the tension between Pakistan and China. Now coming to the next important topic, Parliament passes bill to amend Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, that is the FCRA. Now there is some controversy regarding this act, so we will discuss this now. This topic we will study under the General Studies 2 paper, topic governance. So the Parliament has approved a bill to make it mandatory for office bearers of NGOs to provide their Aadhaar numbers at the time of registration, and also bring various other changes. So multiple changes in the administration of the NGOs in India is aimed through this act, and there has been various opposition in the Parliament for this act. However, the government has argued that this act is not against any NGO, and it is an effort to maintain transparency. This amendment is in the interest of good NGOs which want to do good work for the country, and this has been the official position of the government. Now coming to the next very important topic for our GS5 paper, the Bohag Bihu is on the way to being UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage. Now this topic we are studying under the General Studies 5 paper, topic culture. So Bohag Bihu is very soon getting a place in the list of intangible cultural heritage under the UNESCO. So this will help Bihu to get international recognition in contributing both in its preservation and promotion at the international level. Now the body which is taking up this initiative is the International Council on Monuments and Sites, ICOMOS. So ICOMOS is an international non-governmental organization that rallies its network of experts to serve UNESCO's World Heritage Convention. So students, not only about Bohag Bihu, you should know about the organization which is taking up the initiative to give the Bohag Bihu a UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage. So the ICOMOS, you should know the full form and it's a brief description, because definitely a question on it will be asked by APSC. So the ICOMOS International Committee on Intangible Cultural Heritage is one of the many international scientific committees which allow members from around the world to form networks of expertise in particular areas of cultural heritage, and members generally include internationally renowned specialists in their fields. So expert committees are set and they decide on the intangible tag to be given or not. So according to the convention, the term intangible cultural heritage means the practices or representations, expressions, knowledge, skills, as well as the instruments, objects, artifacts, and cultural spaces associated therewith with communities, groups, and in some cases, individuals recognized as part of their cultural heritage. So there is a standard which is considered for granting the tag. So this is the nomenclature of that standard. Now coming to the next important topic, the government further proposes to formulate retail trade policy as per the Commerce and Industry Minister. This topic we can study under the General Studies 3 paper, Economic Development. So the government has proposed to formulate a national retail trade policy, and stakeholder consultations are being held for the same. So in a written reply in the Rajya Sabha, Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal said that the government has set up a National Traders Welfare Board with the objectives of welfare of traders and their employees. So this is being done to safeguard the welfare of traders and their employees, and simplification of the act's rules applicable to traders, reduction of compliance burden, and improvement in the access to funds. Now next, coming to the next important article, this is very important for our prelims perspective and also from mains GS5 perspective, is that NRL developing crude oil import facility at Paradip, General Studies on Assam paper, Economic Development. So a tripartite memorandum of understanding has been signed between NRL, the Paradip Port Trust, and the Dredging Corporation of India, so as to reclaim the 200 acres of land allotted to NRL for setting up a crude oil import terminal at Paradip Port in Odisha. So this will help in NRL's integrated refinery expansion project that is being implemented at an estimated cost of more than rupees 20,000 crore, and the mega project aims to import. So why this project is done? Here you can find the mega project envisages amongst others import of crude oil at Paradip Port and laying of a cross-country pipeline from Paradip to Numaligarh to transport the same. So the aim of the objective of the project is to lay the pipeline and to transport the oil in the same. So next, coming to the next important article, poet Nikki Finney wins $1 lakh lifetime prize. So Nikki Finney has won the Wallace Stevens Award, a $1 lakh lifetime achievement honor presented by the Academy of American Poets. So this point is very important. UPSC will definitely ask from this topic. Now we will discuss the important editorials of today's Assam Tribune. The first is the genuine concerns. So this we can study under the General Studies on Assam paper, Economic Development. So the government has introduced 3 farm bills, namely the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020, the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill 2020, and the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020. So the goals are to allow greater participation of market forces in agriculture and assist the farming community to get better prices for its produce by providing it with alternative sales avenues. However, the bills have raised some genuine concerns. And also the farming community itself as well as Indian consumers. So the Essential Commodities Act, the Essential Commodities Act Amendment Bill has removed cereals, pulses, oilseeds, edible oils, onion and potato from the list of essential commodities. It must be noted that the Essential Commodities Act empowers the central government to regulate food items in extraordinary circumstances or impose stock limits if there is a steep price rise. Excluding foodstuffs from this category will surely allow companies and traders to store as much quantity of food as they want without being charged with hoarding while depriving the authorities of the power to prevent hoarding and control inflation. So there are certain concerns, and the central government must clarify these doubts, and the government must focus on the proper implementation of the bills or the acts. Now, next important article is the solid waste management, the way forward. So this we can study under the general studies 3 paper, environment and biodiversity. So this topic is basically on the plastic and how the waste generated is creating a menace nowadays. So here some facts are being given that urban India generates a waste of a gigantic volume measuring lakhs of metric tons per day of municipal solid waste MSW. The volume of waste is projected to increase from 64 to 72 million tons at present to 125 million tons by 2031. However, there are certain government actions like Swachh Bharat Mission, Amrut, and smart cities have also created an environment in which there is more focus on problem. However, there is a serious concern to humankind because of the ever-growing municipal solid waste, which is disposed of indiscriminately, contaminating land, water, and air. And when dumped openly, there is land pollution, water pollution. If waste is dumped in wetlands, so the way forward is to learn to segregate and compost. Informal recyclers collect and sell. So the most important part of solid waste management is segregation. We have to segregate. This must happen at the source, that is at the household. Only then will there be integrity in the waste stream. And the segregated waste is collected, transported, processed, and it should not be mixed. And municipalities must keep segregation at the source, at the heart of the solid waste management system. So this editorial discusses the problem of the solid waste management and it offers certain answers. So this can be used in the mains answer writing and the essay also. So with these students, we come to an end to today's newspaper article discussion. I hope this class was very helpful. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you.